folks, Kathy Williams-DeVries here, bringing you a tutorial video on the Firebird variations by Stravinsky, the A clarinet part. I'm actually not going to play this at speed. There are plenty of recordings out there where you can hear the Firebird played at speed. The purpose of this video is for me to tell you how I would approach the practice of such a variation, trick fingerings I use, that sort of thing. Once you've seen this video, I encourage you to watch my preparation video. It's about half an hour long, and in it I start the metronome at about 40 for the dotted crotchet, and over the course of half an hour work it up to around 60. Of course it goes at 76, but as I've said numerous times, there are no prizes in the practice room for playing something at tempo if you're getting all the notes wrong. So first thing I would do, get a metronome, set it on the triplet function if you've got one, so that you've got a 6/8, well 3/8 beat, I suppose. And this is 60, this is way too fast. So what I'll do, I'm going to take it down to 40. So now I like to think of these figures as kind of like trills that timed trills. Okay, so I prefer to keep the A sharp in the left hand. Now, I prefer to use the side C sharp because you don't want to give the impression that the C sharp is actually the next beat. It's actually part of the previous beat. Because otherwise, it's so when you get it faster, so if you were to get it faster, let me take it at say 64. Oops, let's try that. 64. I try to make that as easy as possible for myself, so I use the side C sharp. Because really that C sharp should probably be the weakest note of that little motif. So that when you do get it up to 76, it sounds really, really effortless rather than, yeah, you know, you're better off keeping it in the same overtone. So what we do is we'll take that at 40. Now, this next bit is interesting because it's a semiquaver, and it's a straight semiquaver. It's not part of the triplets that come after, so you really need to differentiate between let me get my trusty metronome. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1. So it's not that, it's not a triplet. The B is not a part of a triplet. You've really got to differentiate between that. So you've got a couple of choices here with the C trill. You can use the second top trill key or the G sharp. There's not a lot of difference. And again at figure 10, so if we play that first from 9 to 11, we do from 40. Let's then, I would actually put it up in increments of 2, but for the purposes of this lesson, I'm taking it a bit faster. So this is at 50. And that's how you would practice it. So then you get it up to 60. And then you take it up to, say, 70. Okay, so that's as fast as we'll go for the purposes of this tutorial. Okay, now let's go from 11 through to 14. Okay, now at 11, depending on how fast I'm going, I actually might fake that C sharp with an overblown F sharp. You can, of course, finger it out, but be careful to put more emphasis on the low F. Yeah, so I go either way. If you can move your fingers that quickly and get over that break with more emphasis on the low F, then go for the full fingering. Otherwise, I don't think it makes an awful lot of difference at top speed. Then you've got now, this next bar, the third bar of 11, I would fake that D, because otherwise you've got all sorts of nasty, you're going, I just prefer, and if you emphasize the lower F sharp, it actually doesn't really sound like you're faking it. But the next motif, I would play the regular fingering. So, but at all times emphasize and also on the way down emphasize the F sharp G again. Crescendo a little bit down, because that's a part of the instrument that gets naturally softer. So if we take it at 40, and now we'll increase it to 50. And then 60. And then if we take it to 70, which I probably can't do at this stage, I haven't practiced it enough. Okay, so actually I can, so well done me. Let's take it back to 40 again. At 12. Really hit that SFF really, really hard. Now little crescendos through this. Okay, so there's no real fingering dramas at this point. hot here in Brisbane today. So if I was to take it at 40, okay, and make note of the staccato clipping just before 13. So let's bump it up to 50. So I'll try that again. Okay, and then let's bump it up to 60. And then 70. Okay, so that's plenty fast for that little section. Now, the bar before 14 is actually a flute cue. It's not really in the clarinet part. And in this particular version of the score I've got, you can kind of tell it's a flute cue because you've actually got 4 quavers and 3 quavers rest. But it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to learn it anyway. You've got to cross out that quaver rest because otherwise you've got 7 beats in the bar. Again, I don't actually fake anything here. Although the C sharp, I do use the side key. And note the accents at 14. Note here again, it's a semi-quaver straight, not part of the triplet. Now in my particular part, 2 before 15, I don't have a slur, I don't have a tie over the A, I tongue it again. And again at 15 I do the same as the beginning. Use that side C sharp, but all the correct fingering. And here I would use the side fingering for the D flat. And 16 again is like 10, except you're crescendoing all the way through to the end. So let's hear what that sounds like. There you go, the bar rest. And crescendo through that. Let's take it up to 50. So that's, yeah, that's pretty hard. Side fingering the C sharp. end note. Now let's take it up to 60. Bloody hard. So we haven't got there yet. Let's take it up to 70, see if I can do it at 70. This will be quite interesting. Okay, so yeah, I can, obviously my muscle memory has remained with me since the many years, about a decade since I've played this. Okay, 17. I faked the D, because at that speed, you can't really hear. It's just too complicated. And I fake the C sharp here as well. I use the long F sharp. Trill with the top fingering. But I finger all those ones out. So taking it from 40. And let's take it up to 50. And then we take it up to 60. And then let's see if I can get it up to 70. And then that's the end of the variation. So I do encourage you to watch the preparatory video I made in order to be able to bring you my version of the variation of the Firebird. My general comment would be practice it slow, and it will come. It will get quicker, which you can see when you watch my preparatory video. Any request, folks? Any particular orchestral excerpt you would like me to look at? My email address is kathleenwilliams76@bigpond.com. Email me a scanned version of the orchestral excerpt you want me to look at, and I can certainly do a tutorial video on that. That's enough from me. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.